So I'm here at the Audie American Cotton Museum today for the Cotton and Rural History Conference, and I want to encourage you to go check out like local smaller museums in your area and maybe attend some of their events because you learn so much, but also stuff about like the area you specifically live in, which is just super cool. So in no particular order, here's a random list of things that I have learned today at this conference. So some of the public history students at one of the local schools used the resources here to set up an exhibit that's going to go on display in December if you're local to the area. And they were looking at how homes had changed from 1925 to 2025. The room that changed the most, they said, was the dining room because we basically don't use them how people used to use them. The room that changed the least was the bedroom, so much so that they didn't even include it in the exhibit, with a slight runner-up in that first category for bathrooms, because not a lot had changed about the bathroom itself, except that it's in the house now, because for a lot of people, especially in rural areas, they had outhouses back then. About how much safer homes seem to be today because they had a cast iron, which almost looks like a kettle with an iron attached to it that they would use, and there's no way I could ever have done that without burning the you-know-what out of myself. They also had a metal agitator to stick into a huge pot of boiling water to do your laundry in. Maybe not boiling, but fire underneath it nonetheless. So just the ways in which homes are way safer today. The Plano African American History Museum was up here talking about integration in Plano in 1964, which then led to their very first football championship in 1965, and so people were pretty happy about that. Though they did have some issues as Dallas integrated, and a bunch of people fled that integration, and we had white flight into the Plano area, and that caused a lot more issues. Specifically asked about black teachers in the black schools when integration happened, and they said that the Plano black teachers went to the now integrated schools. They kept their jobs, but that black teachers coming up from Dallas into Plano chose not to do that. So I'd love to do a little more research on that. We also talked quite a bit about the Underground Railroad going from Texas into Mexico because it was a lot safer to get there where slavery was illegal in the antebellum period, and slave catchers could be arrested and tried for kidnapping than it was to go north where slave catchers, especially after that Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, could come get you. So those are my thoughts out here at lunchtime, sitting on a picnic table in this beautiful weather. I still have the keynote to get to, so we'll probably learn some more stuff today. But yes, go see your local history museums, especially if you're in the Plano area, the African American History Museum, or up here in Greenville, the Audie American Cotton Museum, especially for that exhibit that those public history students put together.